I mean, we are landing a ton of vehicle, it weighs 900 kilograms, on the surface of another planet, hundreds of millions of miles away. That is a really hard thing to do.
The largest rover ever sent to another planet will touch down in the middle of the night after a spectacular entry into the Martian atmosphere and descent to the surface.
3, 2, 1. Main engine start, 0, and liftoff of the Atlas V with Curiosity, seeking clues to the planetary puzzle about life on Mars.
Our spacecraft is in excellent health, and it's on its way to Mars.
Q. On closed loop on Atlas PU.
We have started a new era of exploration of Mars with this mission, not just technologically, but scientifically, as John said. I hope we have more work than the scientists can actually handle. Once we get to the surface, I expect them all to be overrun with data that they've never seen before.
And we have first pair and second pair. Both sets of SRBs have successfully jettisoned the vehicle. We've re-enabled guidance. Everything is looking. And we fired the pyro valve, pressurizing the RCS box.
In very high-tech advances and technology development. So all of that we have gained. The science will be the one which will get delayed if we have a bad day.
And I think the event we're going to see tonight is probably the hardest thing we've tried, certainly at Mars, maybe the hardest thing we've tried in any robotic spacecraft. So that means the outcome is uncertainty. But that's what drives, people to perform at much higher levels, is that challenge, the excitement of the challenge, and the potential return.
Degrees Fahrenheit will protect the rover as it slows down rapidly. On the way down, the spacecraft fires thrusters to stay on target, and Curiosity begins looking for the surface with landing radar that lets onboard computers know how far it is above the ground. Be fastened underneath, tucked, drops from the parachute, fires up its landing engines, and slows the system to a near stop. After touchdown, the sky crane's work is done, and it cuts loose to fly a safe distance away from our newest rover on Mars.
UHF stable. UHF is good. Touchdown confirmed. We're safe on Mars. Time to see where our Curiosity will take us.
Over here, John.
Curiosity, the most sophisticated rover ever built, is now on the surface of the red planet, where it will seek to answer age-old questions about whether life ever existed there on Mars, or if the planet can sustain life in the future.
We are going to get downlink, aren't we, through the
Okay, we're going to go up here.
Very excited that there are a lot of things to look at. And as Mike said, we don't know that they're the same, whether they're the same or different compositions, but they certainly have different textures, and we're hoping the color can help us guide us to some variations as well.
The NASA Mars exploration program has progressively approached the red planet. Every successive mission has boosted our expectations that Mars could have been a habitable planet, a place that could have supported life. This program of orbiters and landers have brought us to the point of seeking a habitable environment on Mars.
And we have this analytical laboratory on Mars that's being controlled by...
We landed at the there where it says Curiosity landing site, and we drove just a few hundred meters in the opposite direction. We did this deliberately, and this was based on the mapping that the science team did in advance of landing, and based on the previous mapping that came from Odyssey and MRO and all those great missions before us. And in this particular case, it led to the deliberate discovery. So it wasn't serendipity or luck that got us here. It was the result of planning.
Around this area, because it definitely was landing there, and then almost right off the bat, we do find evidence of water. We see an ancient riverbed. We're now finding an environment in the near subsurface, not too far beneath the oxidized layer, of finding sort of a neutral rock. All the things that we were really hoping for to find a place that could have been habitable in its past.